They can't see it
Yeah.
anyways.
I did it.
Hell
It
yeah.
doesn't matter.
We're in the intro screen. They can't see.
Hello, people.
Welcome.
It's the spirit of the thing, Burn.
You people, and you're watching of the stream.
Hell yeah.
You get out of here.
No.
Hi everyone. I am
More surprises.
I am very tired.
Hey. So am
I think we all are.
Hey.
I have successfully put up my Christmas tree. I'm very proud of that.
Woo.
Well, okay, let's be fair. I haven't put up the little Christmas balls, and the star at the top isn't a light because I didn't have hooks or an extension cord. I have them now, but I am too tired to.
Hey, listen,
do it.
Squee. I know it's not fully up, but I'm proud of you. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I literally said to myself, I was thinking one day, I was like, I love Christmas and I need a Christmas tree, but I'm the only one that's going to see it. I'm not sure if it's worth it just for 1 month. If I put it up for 2 months, though. Son of a bitch, I'm convinced. How's everyone?
Wanting to escape the concept of Christmas. As I also just ordered an ugly holiday sweater for my mom, but
I understand.
I'm still living it up. Treating every day as if it was still my favorite holiday, Halloween.
What you need is a vacation. Go to Hawaii or something.
Get the fuck out of here. The fuck am I gonna do? Go to my island?
Yeah.
I'm not going
Step
to Oahu.
outside.
Fuck.
What am I gonna do? Go to a beach? You nuts.
Yeah, no, there's way too many people on the beach. Like, last weekend, I went with my mom around the island to Lahaina, and I swear, on 3 of the beaches, there were 50 people each. It was crazy.
Oh, and everyone watching, it is one of our birthdays.
Yes.
You'll have to guess who.
Not mine. Ah.
Baron, it doesn't help if everyone eliminates themselves. It's going to be a very easy riddle.
I'm a Taurus.
Stop it!
I'm an Aquarius.
You guys are not what you think you are.
Okay,
NASA
then what am
spoiled
I?
that a
Squid?
long time ago. Most people are the one in behind you, the one you think you are, because the zodiac has moved in the 2,000 some odd years since it was created, and NASA has confirmed that most people are the sign before what they think they are now.
Okay, then what's January?
Whatever's right before Aquarius. I don't know. The weird thing is, the weird thing is that I am Aquarius. By the normal sheets, I am the very tail end of Aquarius, but by the actual positions, I am the very first day of Aquarius.
I see.
So I'm still Aquarius. Either way, I can't escape that.
So
shit.
I'm probably still a Taurus because I'm also like the end of the cusp.
Possibly, yeah, you might be. Yeah. You might just be at the very start. Like, I can't escape it. I don't know what Aquarius is. I don't know what they're supposed to be. But whatever it is, I am it.
I think it's
It's the Water Baron.
I
Water
thought you were
Bearer.
going to say a murderer. I thought you were going to be like, I think it's murderers. Mostly murderers, honestly.
Yeah.
I like
Tell you
topaz.
It's true. So,
yes.
we are missing a Criana. She has a migraine, will not be joining us, which is fine. We wish her the best. Hope she gets some rest. Probably a good thing given how this session's about to start. Would anyone like to give us a recap?
I can do it.
I can also
believe in
do it. But if you want to go for it, go for it.
Yeah, I can try. Now, let's see. Where did this boyo start? From, I believe we
grabbed
just got out of the sewers that had a secret side thing where a whole bunch of scary monster things from the Underdark were. And we took a guy away from a now dead gibbering mouther, or whatever its name is. And we start our session leaving that place, and I believe calling up Kip, which generally was just like, I'm busy, bitch, talk later. And then we got over to a tower, and we looked at the tower and we're like, we should probably go in, and so we did. There were swords. Very important that all the swords were there. There was 2 of them. They're on the floor. They had icons. And then we went up the flight of stairs, and there were 2 more swords. That is the end of the sword story, because we go up some more stairs, and there are enemies there.
I can let you guys in because you're not likely to ever go back to that tower again. They were flying swords that were magical and protected the tower, but the tower now had a permanent anti-magic field on it, so they were now just swords.
So if we took those out of the tower,
They would have instantly flown into the air and flown back to the tower to guard it and immediately fallen to the floor again.
So it's a good thing we're looters.
I mean, you guys are unlikely to go, so I feel okay giving that tidbit of information.
I'm honestly glad it's not a huge story thing and it was more just for the, like, laughs.
For the ambience and the laughs, yeah.
Because I guess we could have grabbed that one that was, like, very upstairs when we were chasing the people, but then it would have just got back in.
Please continue, Viv.
Sorry, fuck.
So we got up to the top floor where 3 people were there with an open chest, and they've already beaten us to there. How did they do that? Something about invisibility or something? Anyway,
That sounds fake.
and we also had the semi-unconscious man who was unconscious. But after that point, we readily threw him at one of the 3 people, so he's just going to be up there for a bit, I guess.
I forgot about that.
We tried our best to give assaults to the people, and they all got away, and then there was a rooftop chase. Without giving you a general blow-by-blow, Burn went really fast. Everyone else did a pretty good job at running towards the people and catching up. There were a lot of hijinks and a lot of chimneys. A roof broke open. We are ignoring that. That is somebody else's problem.
Rumor says they're still sitting at that table staring up to this day.
This day being still the same day.
And there was a very interesting hand maneuver where somebody tried to pass off the ring, and Mackenzie's character, Tyburn, very craftily, very smartly slapped the hand that was about to get handed off and then stuck her own hand out. And I guess so quickly, the person didn't realize it was a different hand and passed it off to one of our people, which we then passed off to Burn, and he shot off like a lightning bolt, and everyone's like, we can't catch that, look at that thing.
God.
And then we all were just like, well, I guess I'll see you at
The family reunion.
yeah, like this Christmas or whatever. And then we all just kind of put our hands in our pockets and shuffled off.
It was like the conclusion of a chess match. Well, good game. Are you coming to the Christmas party? We'll see you there, I guess.
Coming to the opera.
By far, the most cordial ending to a confrontation I've ever seen in D&D between
there has
adversaries.
been attacks and stabs and things like that, and everyone was just like, well, the one thing we came here for is now done, so later.
Bye, bitch.
Amazing.
And during this time, at some particular point, there has been a sending. I'm assuming that was... Yes, it was before we got into the tower. Our nice demon butler... he's not really a butler, but I'm just going to keep calling him that.
Sure.
He's basically like our butler at this point.
Has called up and just like, there's kids here, come when it's most convenient. And then they were like, ha! And then we didn't go there for a while.
Look, it wasn't convenient.
We were
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
something.
he didn't say come right this instant.
And so, after all of that, we then gathered ourselves, went back into. We went to the palace, which we then found out has a blackened stain where our nice queen, who has no power in this town, resides, and we have no idea where she is, or Kib. And there's been an investigation and people running around going, there's been an attack. Us disheartened and assuming that they got disintegrated, I presumed, went back to the inn, which we found 2 small children who has a striking resemblance to the disintegrated people, which might have something in common. We'll see.
Yes, it's a cliffhanger.
One of them called himself Kip. I don't know.
Turned into some sort of adolescent dragon? That don't look like Kip.
Oh, and also the other one called them Celine. Yeah, it's true.
Yes, well done. Take your inspiration. One thing to note in case you ever need it. You were told, you didn't get to see for yourself, but you were told the entire private chambers of Lady Celine was blackened as if it was struck by like a massive fireball or something of that nature.
All right, I still have the inspiration for kissing up to Squee. Who else wants this one?
That's a powerful
Take
inspiration.
it.
You hold on to that shit. That's powerful.
Does the birthday girl need it though?
Oh,
I ate my inspiration last session trying to not get got by
Present
the
for
wisdom
you.
trap.
Oh right! Oh, class!
And I rolled even lower.
Oh.
Can
Yeah.
I please have it?
I am happy to announce there are no such traps for at least 2 or 3 sessions, class.
Please. I don't want to roll another wisdom save for a while.
At least 2 or 3 sessions, you're safe.
you may have
Also-
this inspiration added to your sheet.
Also, I just pulled a tie, grabbed the inspiration from Elora, just passed it to class.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm just saying.
Well done. You guys have the stone. It is, well, Arthur technically has it. It is wrapped in a bunch of cloth. So you have that on you as well, Arthur. However, for obvious reasons, you guys haven't really discussed or done anything with it yet. You've been kind of distracted.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And as we pick up the session, we are going to pick up exactly where we left off, where the 6-ish looking year old young boy, calling himself Kip, had turned into a small black dragon, very reminiscent of a campaign long ago.
Yeah.
And was showing off. And while they are showing off, you hear from the other side of the room, "Oh, sure, you look impressive, but you dropped me." And the dragon looks at her and mouths, their mouth moving in weird ways, as dragon mouths do when they talk. "As I said, maybe if you weren't so fat."
Listen, the two of you need to stop arguing, please. Your family.
They both look at you, and at the same time, "We're not arguing. She started it."
Please stop.
God, what time is it?
It's like 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning, yes.
Dulma throws up her hands. I'm going to bed. And starts walking for the stairs.
You've been up for only 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what, Pip? Some days that is all you can take.
God, yeah. Ty's just gonna look at the group and go, I guess you guys missed the bagpipes now.
No. No, it is not time to pull out the bagpipes or make loud noises. Maggie is sleeping downstairs. And you
That
two...
didn't stop us earlier.
No, she didn't go to bed until we left.
Oh, also, out of
Mhm.
character. Important retcon, because
Yeah.
I can't help myself. Maggie now has a subtle British accent.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know this is completely out of character and terrible form for a GM, but I have been playing Divinity 2 Original Sin, and I have been role-playing Maggie, my character, and she has developed a subtle British accent, and now I can't get rid of it. I cannot not associate it with Maggie.
You poor thing.
So, just everyone who's watching, understand, yes, I'm a terrible DM, get over it, she's got a British accent now.
She became like 5% more noble snobby-ish, but not much.
Every single voice actor in that game has a British accent, and you can't, like, not pick it up after 50 hours of a game.
Mm-hmm.
So, there we go. We'll address it, and we will move on. Please continue.
Okay. It is entirely too early for you to be arguing, please. Listen. And he's gonna turn to the dragon. Can you please turn back into a human?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you, little
And
brother.
we'll turn back into a little kid. A little what?
Brother.
His eyes widen. He looks at the little girl. I knew I recognized him.
Yes. And you are my... He's gonna turn to the little girl. You are my...
Aunt, yes, I know. She, like, draws herself up and crosses her arms. I remember that much, at least. But, what was your name again?
My name is Arthur.
Arthur. Right. Of course. I
Mhm.
remember. And we weren't arguing. Kip is my bodyguard, and I'm simply conversing with him. She, like, sticks her tongue out at him.
You're very loud. There are people
It was
sleeping.
not loud.
Yeah.
Alright. If I may ask one question. Did you guys remember where we were? To come, and that's why you came here?
The Kip nods. Yes, of course. I remember that my friends were here. Things are fuzzy, though.
Yeah, what do you two remember?
Well, they kind of look at each other, and then Celine looks back at you. I was, powerful. Like, a queen in a palace, a big palace with very fancy rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a powerful sorceress. You were not. I was too.
She was.
Oh, she gives him the most smug look a 6-year-old could ever give. And she goes, anyway, like I was saying, I was in my room with Kip, and we were preparing for something. And she squints her eyes. Something important. I can't. Kip, what were we doing? Kip just shrugs. Of course. Why would I even ask you?
Hey, be nice. Please.
Kip sticks her tongue out at Celine. And Celine says, and then there was fire everywhere. It was hot. It hurt.
It just seemed
And-
to come from nowhere. No chanting or anything.
Maybe? I don't know. And Kip nods. I heard. I told you I heard. And Celine goes, did you? And Kip kind of shrugs. I think I heard. I didn't see anything or anyone, but she's right. There was a lot of fire. I thought I was dead. I should have been dead. And he kind of sits down. It hurt so much. Arthur, I was on fire.
I know. But you're okay now, right?
I saved us, Celine says, turning her nose up. Somehow.
Okay. I think this is something we will have to talk about more in the morning. It's really early in the morning. Are you two tired?
They look at each other, they look back at you. A little, maybe. And Kip stands up. I'm full, I'm fine. I could fly a mile.
Buried leans over. He's totally bluffing.
Okay.
No kid ever admits that they're always tired.
Yeah. How about this? Why don't you two take a nap? I'll try and find one of the empty rooms, and I'll drag a bed from there into my room, and you two can sleep over there. How does that sound?
But there was something important that we needed to do. But I can't remember, Arthur, Celine says. She looks like she's trying really hard to concentrate on something.
Usam gets up, darkened eyes, gets over to her. So you can't remember. Starts looking her over a little bit. All right. I'm about to give you something very close to me, and I'd like it back.
Oh?
He sighs for a second. As much as my contract does not extend this far, I hope you'll understand my services. He will take his ornament from on top of his head off and put it on her.
Oh my god. The second the ornament touches her mind, the young girl Celine stands up straight. Oh. Oh no. Thank you. Well, Usam, her voice doesn't change. Oh, thank you, Usam. That is helpful. We were attacked. I don't know by who, but whoever they were extremely powerful, and I have my suspicions it was Sheem. I had a safeguard in place. You don't get as old as I, was. Without protection. A very powerful spell. A ward I spent years on. It's meant to stop time. In the event of, exactly what happened. The idea would be I'd have time to retaliate or to at least escape, but something went wrong. I think I miscast. Oh. No, I think... She shakes her head. I think I reversed our time.
Usam sitting back down at the table, looking a little less crestfallen, and he just turns to Dolma and goes, "I hope you got all that."
I think Dolma went upstairs.
Yeah, Dolma went to bed.
Nope, Dolma, who has been standing in the stairwell leading up.
Oh, good.
Just kind of she's got an elbow leaned against the wall and her face pressed against her fist, and she looks from Celine over to Usam.
He's looking a lot more like. It's very hard to really tell, but his stature went from generally posh and collected to thuggish.
You have a +7, Dolma. What the fuck? Every time I try and... You know what? Fine. She frowns a little bit. All right. And looks over at little Celine. And then at everyone else. All right, well, regardless of what's going on, as far as everyone else is concerned, you guys are dead. So let's collect ourselves and do something in the morning, maybe.
Did they catch who did this to us?
No. Not as
They
far
have
as
no
we
idea.
know. Yeah. Sheem, when we were going to the palace, Sheem was issuing orders about trying to capture whoever did this. And
She was setting up patrols.
yeah.
Sheem. I can't be sure. I can't. She's not a drow.
Yeah. We know this.
Or eat snorts. Like a little bit.
And
We've had our suspicions about her the whole time. We don't know what she is.
And Celine looks as if she's trying to remember something. And +4. Whoa. Okay. Piff. Well done. Her eyes widen. The important thing. The thing we were about to do. Strahd is on the move. He's taken over a village on the western side of the Freelands. Completely cut it off from the rest of the world, I think. Encased it. I was going to take action. I was going to counteract it, and then... Oh, maybe whoever attacked us is linked.
Perhaps.
I don't know. I didn't see.
Now, before I gave you that nice trinket you're wearing, I did think that it was quite odd that, well, let's just say what you were attacked by. Presumably, if the entire room is completely blackened, it would be a very large fire, and one that didn't continue to flame. The one thing I do still remember is a certain spell called Fireball. Who do we know who does Fireball?
Almost.
Fireman.
Almost
Celine-
every mage.
Yeah, Celine nods. Almost every mage worth their salt, but I remember the flames. I felt them. They were like dragon fire. It would have had to have been a very powerful version, so it had to have been a powerful one. No, is it third rate? I think it's called third rate wizard would have been able to cast something that potent.
No normal trinket, I would assume, would do the same.
She shakes her head.
So, I may not be thinking of all the possibilities right now, but we do know a certain person that is iconic for such an attack.
Manchun.
Yeah. Although there is another thought that's crossed my head. Could those flames have been from a demon?
You see a pause of activity behind the counter. Then Kirsten starts wiping the glasses again.
He goes, what? I mean, sure, there is hellfire, but why?
Would it have been on par with Dragonfire? What I'm asking.
Well, hell, I wouldn't know. At least I
That's
don't think
why
I
I'm
do.
asking the kid, Usum.
It's possible. I don't remember much about the wars with the demons. Whatever I did, my mind is that of a child's. Without... She points to the circlet. Which, thank you again, Usum.
He waves his hand, like, without really much finesse with it. It's okay, kid.
And you see Kip on the other side of the room.
Celine.
She doesn't seem that different. Celine walks over to Kip, cups a hand on his cheek. I'm sorry I yelled at you. Thank you for taking me here. And like Kip's eyes widen. What? Starts like looking at the ground. Yeah, no, okay. Guess I'm sorry I yelled too. Arthur, Usum, all of you. I don't know how to reverse what I did. And in this state, I need help.
Well, I'm here to help. I need some time. I've been through a lot today.
Celine nods. No, yes, time, of course. You were all doing something important. You were searching for something, right?
Yeah.
Well, She kind of looks at all of you helplessly. They think I'm dead already? Like it's been announced?
Very few people seem to be quite aware of what is exactly happening other than your throne room being darkened and there's no sight of you or Kip, and some people are assuming the worst, but it's too early.
Shame seemed pretty convinced.
You are at least both missing, and it's causing quite an uproar amongst the people who do know right now.
Celine nods. I can't do anything like this. The council barely listened to me at the best of times. A child? They'll never listen to a child.
So for right now, we keep all of this on the down low. You two hide here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, Usum, you must take this back.
I was afraid I'll never get it back.
No. It's yours, and besides, if I don't behave like a child, it's suspicious.
Fair point.
Though I am not looking forward to it. I don't think I make a very good child, so I apologize in advance to all of you.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wonder how much of this you'll remember. I mean, after everything goes back to normal, presumably.
She shakes her head. I have no idea. And takes the circlet off her head and hands it back to you.
Yeah, just, I guess a warning, I already did it. You're gonna feel a little fuzzy for a bit.
she hands it to you. Why, I feel fine. Falls to the floor.
Oh, if she's falling, Arthur's gonna try and catch her.
Well, we did it. We killed her.
Well,
You finished the job.
Should I make a save or something?
Yeah, go ahead, do a dex save. Acrobatics.
18.
Yeah, you're able to catch her. Easy peasy.
Okay.
We should get both of you to some sort of beds.
Yeah. Can one of you try and find one of the empty rooms, please? And I'll snag one of the beds from there.
Sure.
Kip, come with me.
Kip starts following you. But I'm not tired.
I understand. Maybe I'll read you a book.
If you're my brother, are you a dragon too?
Yes.
Show me.
Oh my gosh.
It is impolite to do that in city limit. People get scared.
He wrinkles up his nose.
Good sidestep.
I'm sorry. You said that like such an NPC. That
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I should rephrase it.
No, it was
it's
fun.
good.
No, I thought it was funny. I thought it was great.
Yeah, he wrinkles up his nose. Ugh, you're one of those brothers.
No. It's the same reason why you wear pants and you wear a shirt and all of that. People freak out.
Personally, I think I'm adorable.
You are!
Right?
Yes!
He's like following Arthur up the stairs. You just hear that.
So he's gonna put Celine in his bed.
I will let you know, Arthur, your background would make it very clear to you that while dragons, when they are older and can take human form, can definitely learn to sleep like normal people,
Mhm.
Dragons, especially young dragons, like to sleep on soft metals.
Ah. Well then, fuck.
Thus the accumulation of hordes, because it makes for comfortable sleeping
Yeah.
that they can't easily burn or melt with their breath.
We got 2,000 silver pieces just now.
We did.
Spread that across the floor.
That. Would you guys mind?
I mean, we hadn't split it up yet, so I don't know. I think it's fine.
Wait, what are we doing?
We got like 2,000 silver pieces off of the Draugr and such. Is it okay if we just use that as Kip's bed for the meantime?
You're gonna have the kid lie
You completely missed the last bit that Squee just said.
Most
I am
dragons.
so tired. I'm
No, it's
sorry.
fine. Kinsey, you'll appreciate this. Dragons tend to like to sleep on soft metals because it is comfortable for them and they cannot easily destroy it. So while adult dragons can turn human and sleep in beds like normal people, especially young dragons tend to prefer to sleep on soft metals like coins or silver or gold or things of that nature.
Yeah.
Silver is a soft metal?
It's softer than like iron.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Also, it's I'm pretty sure just an excuse for why dragons collect hordes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I don't write the lore. No.
Wait a second.
Actually, wait. Yes, I do. It's Ardenfell. I wrote the
I was
lore.
gonna
I was about
fucking
to say,
say.
you wrote this.
So.
Dragons like to sleep on top of people. Everyone lay down.
I'm already a designated bed. You're gonna have to fight Ty.
I will win.
So you spread out the coins. Kip will turn into his adolescent dragon self and curl up.
I'm still gonna snag one of the other beds so that I can have a bed, Celine can have a bed, and Kip can have his bed.
Perfect. You start dragging that around.
Yeah. And after I get both of them settled, Arthur's gonna head back down. To talk to Girthston.
Alright. In the meantime, what are the rest of you doing?
Bed.
Why is everyone sleeping?
Yeah, I will let you guys know. You're more than welcome to go to bed, but you will not be able to get the benefits of a long rest for almost 24
Role
hours.
Oh,
play
yeah.
Bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Usum.
Usum, will go to anyone else who seemingly isn't going to rest, and if there is none, I will tell you more.
Got you. Wait, what are you doing?
I I believe I helped Arthur grab a bed for his room, and then after that, he'll probably head back downstairs for now.
Gotcha. So, I guess Arthur and Arit head downstairs to see a very quiet Usam and Gersten just in the room. Gersten's wiping mugs down.
You know what? Dolma would probably head back down like 10 minutes later, just like, I'm not going to be able to fucking sleep, and just sits down at one of the tables.
Mhm.
Alright, so you have the kids asleep, you make your way back down.
Oh, Kip actually falls asleep?
Oh, yeah. He was
Sweet.
totally. Arit was right. He was totally.
You're bluffing it.
Hell yeah.
I knew it.
In a big fucking game, little boy.
I knew it because I was thinking like, oh, Reet would do that as a kid.
Mhm.
I'm not tired. Puts to bed, falls asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tired. You can't make me. So, Arthur's gonna sit at the bar and say, "Hey, Gersten, can I ask you for a favor?"
You can certainly ask.
So since we left, well, do you know what a gibbering mouther is?
Yes, I'm aware of them. Nasty little things. They usually are found in the Underdark. Bambi. And you see the quiet halfling in the back of the room, sitting in the corner. You've
No.
encountered a few. Gnome, sorry. Bambi looks up and smiles broadly. Yes, Gersten, I've met many. It's a bit of an unsettling smile.
We found one in the sewers and it almost took my leg off.
Bambi's smile disappears up here on the surface.
Yeah. It was
She'll-
terrifying.
She'll exchange glances with Gersten. Gersten will look.
Well, there were also a few other things. There was an ogre. There was troglodytes, like 7 or 8 of them. And there were... I can never remember the name, but it's Dura something, like dwarves.
When Gersten pulls out a book and puts on these golden spectacles that you see him put on anytime he's going over documentation, troglodytes, and you hear in the other corner, "I'll put that away, Gersten. You were never very good at remembering these things. They are all from the Underdark. Odd that they'd be up here." Bambi starts making her way up. Yes, I generally rely on Bambi for knowledge of that kind.
Yeah.
And who did you say they were working for? Did you?
They were supposedly working for Xanathar.
Xanathar. I've heard of him. He's a criminal entrepreneur in town, is he not?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Something about having his main base in... God, I can't remember the name out of character, but it's like the Maw of something. The place, the Yawning Portal.
The yawning portal.
Yawning Portal, yeah. Oh, well, the Yawning Portal leads down into Undermountain, which I'm sure you can gather is part of the Underdark. And
Oh.
while I've never seen him, I do believe that their rumors say that he is a beholder, yes?
Yeah.
Bambi's smile returns. They are most common found in the Underdark as well.
Oh. Well, then it all makes sense. But...
She shakes her head. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't?
No. Consider, if Xanathar were to bring servants up from down below, and say the city guard were to find out, and Gerson nods, they would do almost anything to wipe them out. The Dizians of the Underdark are nasty creatures. It is risky business, especially for one who already has such helpful people ready up here.
I never thought of it that way.
Consider, Arthur. Say you wanted to start a criminal enterprise here in Ardenfell. But you live but you live in a town where dragons are feared greatly. Would you try to use dragons to start your enterprise, or would you use the already ready-made rabble that line the streets?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a criminal.
Right, my fault. Dolma, if you would...
She like waves the hand, just like, I get it. Yes, the logical thing to do would be to pull from resources that are local and not going to draw way more attention, rather than pulling something from far away, which, while it's familiar, it's going to get you in a lot more trouble if you find out.
The only reason why you would is loyalty. After all, the rabble on the streets would never be as loyal to you as your own people. Which means that whatever you found down there, there's a very good chance it was very important to Xanathar.
Oh.
Glances over at Usam. It's like,
Well. Oh well. The only thing we found was a dude.
And several troglodytes that now know someone's name.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry, Usam.
He looks over and go, honestly, I don't think they're going to be stalking me in the night.
Besides, Usam, you already know Xanathar's not exactly a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've tugged on a few of his coattails here and there. I've worked with many people, and usually if you work for anyone in this town that is above board, Xanathar is usually one of the targets. Not always all of them.
Well, that makes sense.
Though, now knowing that, I probably stuck my hand a little bit more than my usual.
Better
That
watch
is
out for
most
any
of tonight.
fireballs.
I'm pretty sure that's Manchun's calling card.
Oh, you never know. Everyone loves a good fireball, apparently.
Fair point. Maybe I should learn it at some point.
It's a good spell.
Quite fond of him myself, actually.
All of the magic users are just like, that's pretty fucking dope, yo.
Actually, I once, not too long ago, was making a character for a D&D session, and I was making a wizard, and they're like, did you take Fireball? I was like, any wizard worth their salt takes Fireball. What are you talking about? I don't care if you're Pacifist Joe that has nothing but illusion cantrips. You take Fireball.
Yeah.
Was this Bob?
No. No, it wasn't Bob, but yeah, even he has Fireball.
Of course.
I got guiding light.
Yay! You're
Yay.
a cleric. I mean, you couldn't get fireball anyway.
Well, technically, if you're a light cleric, you can.
I'm trickery. Bye.
But all the light clerics I've ever seen in campaigns are just wizards that pretend to be clerics.
You shut your poor mouth, Squid, I swear to God. You talking shit about... Oh.
So it's what would happen if we made Nathaniel a wizard instead of an archer?
Uh-huh. Gersten puts like the 6th cup away nice and clean. In any case, it looks like you had quite an adventure. Did you find what you were looking for? The item that you're
Oh.
trying to acquire for... He glances briefly to some your personal reasons.
Yeah, we found it, but I wasn't finished. So
Oh.
that favor I was gonna ask you, not only did we fight that thing, it almost tore my leg off. I lost a lot of blood. Then we entered a mage tower. I got dizzy, and he's counting these off on his fingers. I threw up. I couldn't use any of my powers. Then we had to leave the tower through the window, fall on the roof, and then I had to run from the palace district here. I'm tired, my leg's sore, I have a headache. Do you have anything that would help with that?
Dude, I can still heal you. I'm right here.
Yes, I have several bits of alcohol that might help. But if you're looking for the clerical, holy magics, believe me when I tell you, you are looking in the very wrong place.
I don't think magic would do. I was thinking more like something that would let me get some blood back, at least.
That would be magic. Like, I'm sorry, real quick, Burn. Magic, cure wounds replaces your blood.
Does it?
Like, yes, it's not like you're walking around with
So-
2 pints of blood.
That's how I saved Crimson Tiger, man.
Mhm.
I gave all his blood back.
Yeah, and now that doesn't necessarily mean that Arthur still can't feel very weak and tired, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
if
what
you're-
I'm
if
trying to
you're-
go for.
Yeah, no, I understand. But like if you're healing someone's hit points back up to full and near full, you are replacing their blood.
Oh, well, Arthur
Through
is full.
magic.
He's straight up
Yeah.
full.
Yeah, so but that doesn't mean that Arthur doesn't feel this way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Gersa would just be like, yeah, let's just say that all of my magics involve administration and destruction.
Well, I'm not asking for magic. I'm asking for like food
Would you
or
like
drink.
some
or...
tea?
Yes,
I
that
was
would
about
sound
to say, I
perfect.
was gonna
Yeah,
make some
Dolma
tea.
stands up and heads over to the kitchen.
Or eat will help.
I also lost my dinner.
It's you saying that you hear a door open from down in the cellar. Gersten, I need some help translating this one demonic line. Oh,
You were supposed to be in bed.
she does not look like she's gone to bed.
Is she wearing the
Oh.
onesie?
Uh-huh. Wearing the onesie, it's very tight around her. It's up covering her hair, and she has a book in her hands. Oh, you're back. Hello. Everything all right?
No. But it's fine. I have a headache.
Did I hear children earlier?
Yes, if you would
Yes.
keep it down. And also, greetings. I am Usum.
Hello, Usum. I am Maggie.
I know.
Maggie. She like holds out a hand. Oh, right. Well, perhaps you've met my brothers or sisters. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you in person. Abe cautiously walks over and shakes.
When you say that, she goes, "Oh, by reputation. I see. Well, I would love to tell you that they are undeserved."
He looks a little surprised. Good.
Usum, do you know demonic?
He stops and thinks for a moment. If you mean the language, no.
Oh, unfortunate. Gersten!
Do you need it
Walks.
to be read?
Yeah, it's like she's holding a book.
I can read it.
Oh. She walks back over. I have spells, but I'm completely out of them. They only last so long.
He like nods for a second and stops. They last for quite some time.
She pointedly not looking at Arthur. I get carried away with research.
I see. If somebody else understands the language, please, if they could do so. I also would like to conserve my spells.
So, give a second here. It lasts for 1 hour. Given all her spell slots, she has probably been at this for a long time.
I'm guessing you said this was demonic?
Uh-huh.
Or- Yeah, no.
Yeah, demonic, yeah. Or infernal, technically.
Infernal,
is what it
yeah.
would be. Yeah.
Shit. Dolma just shakes her head. I don't know any of that shit.
Maggie, come here, please. Maggie will pause halfway between Usam and Gersten and right. Well, pleasure to meet you, and walks over to Gersten. Gersten shakes his head, puts the spectacles back on, looks at the book. Yes. Yes, this is talking about lamb's blood. Lamb's blood. Oh, thank you. Takes the book, starts walking back down.
No, as from what I know, excuse me, Matt. From what I know, from most magics, at least within the Mage Academy, they don't dabble directly in infernal and demonic language. What are you? What are you doing?
Oh, I like learning all languages. I currently, at the moment, know 9 different languages. Unfortunately, infernal is not one that I've been taught for just the reasons you said. I'm working on it. Well, I can read a lot of it, but the lesser used vocabulary are still hard for me.
I respect your motivation.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, in any case, Gersten, are they in the kitchen? Thank you. Starts making her way to the kitchen for some sort of food.
Did you want tea, Maggie?
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Arthur's gonna sit down with his head in his hands.
Dolma, when you're in the kitchen, Maggie starts chattering away. Dolma, have you ever... You're a bard, I know, but have you ever studied transformative magic? Yeah, exactly.
She kind of shrugs and shakes her head. I do more illusions. Like, transformation is interesting and all, but, you know, with performances, you kind of want something that's not going to last.
I see. Unfortunate. I've returned the mirrors, so I no longer have to worry about that, and my research has moved on to trying to find a way to help Arthur. Right now, I'm down to demonic rituals. I don't think I could convince him to try them, though.
You want to help him transform.
Yes, it seems important to him. He does a good job of hiding it, but... Well, I can imagine.
She kind of glances towards the stairs. Well, you know, having a sibling that can do shit that you can't can be a bit grating.
Her face, goes solemn. That is something I am very aware of.
They both just have a mutual moment of silence. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure demonic anything is not at the top of his list right now. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's nowhere on it.
I thought so. But celestial rituals are so hard to come by. Celestials certainly haven't visited Ardenfell as much as demons have. And, do you think I could convince Arthur to take me to meet his other kind, dragons, I mean?
You mean like go to the island?
Windfall Isle. Yes, that's the name of it. Well, I mean, I would think that if anyone knew would know it'd be them, but then again, if they knew, then why haven't they already helped him?
I think he's kind of a unique case. I don't know that they would know how to help him.
That's what I'm afraid of. Well, I still have several other books that are just waiting to be translated. Maybe I can find something. Thank you for the tea, Dolma.
Sure, and really, Maggie,
Hmm?
I know this is something that's important to you, but rushing it isn't always the solution. Sometimes it just takes time.
Oh, one thing I learned a long time ago, Dolma. You should never rush magic, but you can always rush research. And she smiles.
She like opens her mouth to be like, yeah, and then is like, wait, but isn't that a bad thing too?
And she is
She's
already out of the room.
Just shakes her head, sighs, and brings a cup of tea out to Arthur.
Maggie is making her way back to the cellar.
Wait, Maggie, before you go, are you gonna be up for very much longer?
She like stops, looks at the tea and the food, looks back up at Arthur. No.
All right. Well,
Rolls a deception check. Ooh.
Oh shit!
all right. Let's give
She's
an
about to pass out.
insight. No. Then he's going to say, "Well, in that case, tomorrow after you wake up, I have a couple of questions to ask about magic."
She sets the items on the counter, sits down next to you. Like what?
Okay. Do you know anything about aging magic? Do you have any
Aging
books
magic?
on that?
No, not any books with me. I don't. But aging magic, well, time magic in general is very rare and very powerful. Only the most powerful wizards have any luck in casting it. It is frowned upon by Mystra. Mystra is the goddess that controls the weave. The weave is where we draw you and I. All magic users draw their power. And Mystra does not particularly fond of time magic, as it is so devastating in the wrong hands. Why are you asking?
He's gonna look over towards Dolma.
Dolma just gives the teeny tiniest shake of the head, just like, no, don't do it.
And he's gonna say, It's nothing. I was just curious about something.
I see. Well, what were you curious about?
He's gonna look back over to Dolma.
Dolma already has her face in her palm, just like, oh, fuck's sake.
Okay, so listen. What if something were to happen and a pre-made spell were to go off and it would reverse time? But instead of reversing time around you, it reversed time in you?
Reverse time around you, in you. I once read a treatise by a very powerful wizard that referred to a spell such as that, something to reverse time, but that would be what we would consider legendary magic. Magic beyond level 9. She wouldn't say level 9. Magic well beyond the limits of most mortals.
Oh boy.
Stopping time is one of the most powerful spells that I've ever even come across. Reversing time, well, from what I understand, I don't think Mr. would be very happy about that. Imagine the type of damage you could do if you could reverse time and know the future. You could unravel everything. My My research suggests many wizards have postulated that if you were to try to reverse time, as you say, well, one of three things would happen. Either you would be successful, you would unravel reality itself around you, or, well, you would probably piss off Mistra and she would punish you in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, good. So a god would be involved.
Though, that said, if you're considering it, I don't think a psionic has ever attempted before. I assume, though, you'd be held to the same standards as any other magic user, so I would not suggest it.
Okay. What about increasing time? He's gonna say questioningly.
Well, you run into similar circumstances. After all, you would have to be almost godlike to change the time of the world around you.
No, like... Let's
Moving
say
it forward.
you wanted to be older.
If I wanted to be older.
Yeah. Would there be
can't
anything
imagine.
like that?
Well, never in any research or books that I've read has any wizard ever wanted to be older. Usually they want to go the other way. Though, if you were just limiting it to yourself, perhaps it's possible. Perhaps some form of time magic that hasn't been developed yet. It's very fascinating. I remember a book on, and she kind of like launches into a diatribe, right, of philosophy about time magic. And she goes, however, they were highly discounted by their peers. Arthur, you are in the prime of your life. You don't need to be any older. And if you truly want age, as my mother used to say, don't worry, dear. It will come whether you want it to or not.
Okay.
Raises brow.
I'm going to roll something for her.
Yeah, because this is totally for me. Should I try and do a deception or something?
Maggie the Unwise. No, I'll just let you kind of make your own. She has an insight of 11. What is she picking up off of you?
He's asking very pointed questions, but, like, he's... Oh, I'm trying to articulate this correctly. He's asking pointed questions, not necessarily for himself.
Got you. Arthur,
Hmm?
what is this about? I can't help you if you don't tell me. We trust each other, right?
Yeah.
Are you in trouble? You know that you are single-handedly responsible, all of you, for saving my career at the Mage Academy. I don't know how you did it, but you returned the mirror, and I am nothing but grateful. If you're in trouble and I can help, please tell me.
Okay. Listen, you remember you heard children?
Yes, I did.
Do you want to see them?
I suppose. Her eyes narrow in confusion. Like this was not the turn she was expecting.
Follow me to my room.
By the way, Dolma, Kirsten's just looking at you, to Ori, to Usum, back to you. Like,
Dolma is like fucking holding her breath at this point, just like, oh, please don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, well, he's an idiot.
Maggie follows Arthur up the stairs.
Alright, he's gonna say outside of his room, kind of whispering, "Oh, keep quiet, sleeping.
Of course.
Seriously, don't say anything, please. I don't want to have to put them back to sleep."
She like does the whole lock and key with her lips thing.
And he's gonna open the door slowly. She's gonna see the adolescent dragon and the little girl in the bed.
She'll nod.
Alright, and then he's gonna close the door slowly. Once it's closed, he's gonna whisper, "You just saw Kip and Celine."
Celine.
Yes.
You mean Lady Celine?
Yes, my aunt. That was her sleeping in the bed.
What? Oh my gosh, you're asking about reversing time.
Yes.
Lady Celine reversed her age?
Accidentally.
I dare say she went too far.
You think?
Well, if anyone was capable of pulling it off, it'd be her, but... Well, she didn't succeed, obviously, and she didn't unravel the universe around us.
No, let's go back downstairs. We'll talk.
You, have to push her downstairs, and she's, starting to ramble. Considering, and, all of you hear this as she comes back downstairs, considering that there's no great unraveling of time around us, and that they are obviously younger than anyone would want to be, my guess would be the third option.
Oh, they pissed off a god. Great.
That would be my guess, yes. Well, what a fascinating mystery.
Yes.
Why did she make them kids again? What's the purpose of that? To teach them a lesson? Maybe to tell them that they were too immature for what they were trying? Don't tell her that, of course. If that is Lady Celine, that's
she would be
horrible
mad.
thing to say.
I know my aunt.
Yes.
She would be mad.
I need my books. And Maggie starts heading down towards the cellar.
Alright. Let me know if you
She
find
comes back up.
anything. Oh, well.
Grabs the apple turnover and the tea, rushes back down the cellar.
There she goes.
Congratulations. You
Mhm.
have enabled her insomnia.
Yay!
Oh boy.
And he's gonna stand there, looking at everybody and go, "I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself."
Well, Gerson says, scratching his head, I suppose if you're attempting to solve that riddle, then you would need someone schooled in magic.
See? Exactly.
Perhaps it would be worth reaching out to a shoe as well.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh god, where was the shoe?
She was in the Mage Academy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would
Yeah,
we
but
know
we
that?
don't know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, no, you wouldn't know that. Sorry, I thought that was out of character.
Yeah. He's gonna sigh and go, well, they only said anything about Celine and Kip, so I'm hoping she'll be fine. I'll figure it out in the morning. Which, honestly, I'm not gonna be able to get any sleep. I feel so bad right now. He's gonna start drinking his tea.
What are the rest of you doing as you watch this entire exchange take place?
You go first, Biff.
I wouldn't mind helping this, though. You notice his tongue. He's not sticking out of his mouth, but he's kind of like moving across his teeth. It's a bit of a selfish reason. My paycheck has turned into a child.
Yeah, that sounds like a good motivation.
I need to eat.
I am perfectly funded now, but not having someone who goes to me for a job will eventually have a large impact on my life. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
you can call on my assistance, and hopefully I will be at least thanked for this. and maybe more, but hopefully thanked.
Hopefully thanked monetarily.
We shall see. Again, no contracts, no verbal agreement. This is just out of the kindness of my heart, as he says that very sarcastically. So, I heard something about needing a shoe.
Haha. I get it.
Ashu was one of our companions before you came into this group. Ashu took time off to deal with guild business as she is starting up a guild. But she was supposedly supposed to be working at the palace.
Oh. A new guildmaster. I don't know most things about the goings on of the guild, but in most cases, the palace is usually not where guildmasters sleep. Maybe she's different.
Or shrugs. I don't know how any of this is supposed to work.
Do you have any way of contacting her?
No, she said that she would contact us. Pretty much.
But since it is olden times 3 in the morning.
I believe that's what we say. Tis 3.
My digital clock is saying it's 3 a.m.
Pulls out a sundial.
It is currently ye old o'clock in the morning.
She's most likely asleep. So if she knew she wanted to contact us, she can't.
Knowing her, I am sure that she is fine. I don't think we need to go trouncing around anymore at this early in the morning. It'll get us absolutely nowhere.
You both see what looks to be a pile of firewood moving past you, and only when it passes you do you see a little gnome carrying way too much firewood towards the fireplace.
Do you need help?
Babby turns and gives you a very sweet smile. No, I'm fine. Thank you, though.
By the way, when the tea was getting made, I said I was helping Dolma,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to make sure that everyone who wanted tea gets some, including Mika. So there's going to be a shot glass of tea.
Interesting.
I am assuming that we have shot glasses.
You do. So 2 things to note. I should have noted this. You would have been privy to the conversation between Maggie and Dolma.
Yeah.
As you would have been in the kitchen helping them with tea. And no one drinks the shot glass.
Man, where the fuck is she?
Man, must be what it feels like to have just people vanish on you and have no clue where they are. Huh?
In your mind, you hear, like when you went into that tower.
Oh, is there a roaring fire now?
Yeah, Bambi's working on it. Basically, you guys would know this would be a constant thing, especially for you, Arthur. It is very, very cold, windy, and snowy outside. And the cold is creeping in, and basically Bambi has to keep the fire really going to fight it off.
Okay. In that case... You guys have a spare blanket?
I gave mine away. I am blanketless.
Apologies, Arthur. I've never had a use for one.
It's fine. Do you mind if I still borrow these clothes until tomorrow, Harit?
It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Those were
Perhaps
Those were hand-me-downs of a hand-me-down of a hand-me-down anyway.
Perhaps if you took a seat near the fire, Arthur.
Yeah, I was considering that, or I was considering joining Maggie downstairs. I don't know what I want to do.
Perhaps rest.
Yeah.
If you all were successful this night, then you will need to figure out your next steps, which I find is always better done either in a meeting where you can synergize, or failing that, at least with a full stomach and a rested mind.
What the fuck is synergize?
It is what teammates do when they sit around a table and discuss their next steps. Typically, it's helpful if there's pictures.
Squint.
Like a PowerPoint presentation.
Hey, it's Winston. What do you want from me?
You should not be making any plans until everyone is awake, looks at an absent Tyburn.
So, what we can do, if you
Oh,
as
by
players...
the way, I tell Gersten that I need to pay for some damages.
Oh...
I forgot.
Yeah.
While we're here.
Because Crystal blew everything away.
No, I know, I know.
Everything.
I'm aware. I'm excited for this conversation.
Oh, we're having a conversation? I thought we were
No,
skipping.
well, I'll just, Winston will raise an eyebrow. Well, technically, you do own a portion of this place, so I would consider that we could simply pay for the repairs out of the funds for the business.
Are you sure? Because I kind of just messed up an entire chair.
As far as I am concerned, this place is partly yours. If you wanted to destroy 15% of it, I would not advise it, but I wouldn't stop you.
Oh, 15% is a lot. I'll have to keep that in mind. But no, I should probably pay for it.
If you wish.
There's an entire bent curtain rod.
Winston will go upstairs very carefully. Come back like 10 minutes later. And, oh my god, he's putting on his spectacles on so much tonight. Put on his spectacles and start going through ledgers. Yes, well, given the replacements and the common cost, 15 gold should do it.
I'm pretty sure I have that. 1 second. Yeah, I have that. He could just have 15 gold.
Gotcha. Thank you. I'll make sure that it gets repaired.
I mean, I did it. I can help.
Nonsense. The owners do not need to worry about such things. That is what the money is for. You have far more important matters. And looks over at Arthur.
Okay, well, if the chair's not getting used, can I disassemble it for parts?
I don't see why not.
Great. So I will take all of the broken pieces
Mm-hmm.
to shape later.
Nice. Gotcha.
Recycle, reuse.
Right? Reduce, recycle, reuse. Well, you did. You reduced it already. Now you've recycled it and you're going to reuse it.
It's not technically my fault, man, although I'm not gonna tell people my imaginary friend did it.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't go over the best. So what we can do, unless the players have anything more they'd like to discuss, is that we can move on to, say, into a more narrative stance. For example, I will have to get with Criana and Glass at some point this week, as there is a mini session that they have been waiting to do, which they will do over the course of this day as you are all resting. And we don't know what the outcome of all that is, so we can't really deal with that right now. But we can basically say that since you all had a very early day, you can take a day to rest, sleep, relax, and we can say either that evening, if you choose, or the next morning, it's up to you guys. You can take a full rest and kind of everyone sit down and figure out their next steps. We can say you all took a day off, and narratively we can cover what you did during that day, and then, you know what I'm saying? Unless there's something players want to do beforehand.
No, that sounds perfect to me.
I mean, it is a nice moment. You guys have the stone. It's in your possession. The urgency has dropped a bit, right? I mean, it's still pressing, but like it can wait a day. You can rest. You have the stone. You don't have to worry about it disappearing, right?
Yeah.
Unless someone tries to pickpocket it off of us.
Right. So, is there, before we do the more narrative sense where I ask what you guys do, is there any conversations or anything you guys would want to have that morning at like 3:30 in the morning?
I know Usam, I'm assuming this conversation was had around him, would be interested in doing some research with, it sounds like she knows quite a bit about the, classes, the different kinds of magic domains.
Oh, yes.
And would be impressed and actually like work with her to see like if they can't theory craft something.
Okay, absolutely. Roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay. Advantage.
As you are led down to the cellar where you see piles upon piles of books, sheets of paper with all kinds of notes, a bed that is almost untouched, and Maggie on the floor surrounded by more books.
I see.
Okay. Gotcha. So what I will say is that your initial research does not yield too many answers, but part of that is simply because Maggie doesn't have books that necessarily pertain to time spells, right? But you do go through with her, and you determine a couple of things at least. It seems that it's certainly not a question of can the arcane weave do such things. Absolutely they can. With the reversal of time is possible in a very limited sense, this is what you would consider a limited sense, right? You've never heard of anyone short of a god being able to turn back a day, right? But affect yourself to make yourself younger or live longer or even age is theoretically possible. To do such a thing would require, to like reverse such a thing would require more than simply casting a spell. You can't just cast dispel magic. That was probably your first, I would think, Usam and Maggie's first line of research is that perhaps there's some magical enchantment upon them that you can break, right? That does not seem to be the case from all the research you have done. It seems as though the magic has already done its work. They are children, right? So a dispel magic, or even a powerful dispel magic, there's nothing to dispel. It's almost like saying once you cast fireball on a room, you can't cast a spell to make everything unburnt, right?
I see.
So that would be a very important piece of research that you'd have to get out of the way first. They are no longer enchanted. The magic has done its job. You are going to have to find some new way to literally reverse the de-aging process, which is going to take more research than whatever books Maggie has at her fingertips.
He will note when he gets to that point. Well, there's at least one theory gone. I was gonna just stick them in the tower and see what happens.
Yes, that would have been a smart move. Unfortunate. I wonder if perhaps a tactic of appeasing Mistra would help. Though I've never heard of anyone... Unlike many of the other gods, Mistra doesn't seem to interact very often with her followers. I've heard that she'll take champions from time to time, but I wouldn't even know how to contact her. It's not like one prays to Mistra.
Well, the one person or people I know would be the priests at the Temple of the Gods. I'm assuming that would be, if we can't find anything here, a next step.
I suppose, though I don't know how useful they would be, Usum. The priests of the temple work on a very different means than you or I. We study the arcane itself. They simply get their power from their gods. It's a wholly separate process.
Yes, my limited scope of that is limited, but I will say something about this. They usually get their power from some sort of connection with the gods. That's
Yes.
what we need. We need someone, some way, somehow to communicate.
I see. So you mean to beseech the gods for answers?
He looks up for a second. Yes. You don't have to
Interesting.
contact the god itself. Maybe just through others.
Yes, that would be possible. Absolutely, that would be possible. There must be... Well, there must be priests of Mistra as well, one would think.
Yes.
That's a very clever idea, Usum. I hadn't thought of that. I suppose I get too stuck in the academics of it.
And we might have to stick with that. Knowing, again, a very limited amount. It doesn't seem that gods like to take advice. So for us to go, hey, can you change something, might not yield us the best results.
Which always seems odd to me. You would think that the gods would do everything they could to please their followers so that they would gather more followers and thus more strength. Well,
Considering how fickle and selfish people tend to be, I feel like that's a little more work than they're willing to put in.
I suppose. Yes, that's true. I always did think that, well, I don't mean to speak ill of clerics by any means, but wizards spend decades learning their arts. Clerics can receive their powers within a year simply by worshipping. Sometimes I wonder if it's not too fast or simple of a road.
Speed is only as fast as the person that takes it.
Yes, true. I also suggest that when they wake up in the morning, we give them a full examination to see if there's any magical effects lingering upon them. Perhaps if we can determine if they aged evenly. After all, it's possible that perhaps their teeth are younger than the rest of their bodies.
Doma
Urson
holds
looks-
out. Yeah, Doma holds out her hands, just like, wait, hold on, I'm lost. What? Where did
Well-
this come from?
Well, Usam would probably know a bit more about this than I do, but the aging process, your body ages fairly evenly. Your hands, your teeth, your eyes, they all grow at the same rate. But if you're reversing time with magic, who knows how they would de-age? What if their eyes are 3 years younger than the face that they rest in?
Is this conversation happening upstairs?
I would imagine yes, like because the cell is very cramped, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Maggie and Usam moved back out to the common room where there's a fire and all that. Unless Usam would have wanted to keep it
No.
down. Okay, so yeah, we'll say this is in the common room.
Then
You know what? And we'll say the sun has risen. It's a gray, dreary day. It's still snowing, but the blizzard seems to have passed, and everyone's just bundled up inside near the fire.
Arthur will just still be laying down near the fire, and he'll pipe up and say, "Weird. I stopped aging like 20 years ago."
Maggie's eyes widen. What?
Yeah?
Completely, totally. I know dragons live much longer than most mortals, but are you saying that you haven't aged a day? Or are you saying that your aging has progressed at such a point that you would have trouble telling?
I count the years, but I notice nothing.
Interesting. Maggie comes over and starts examining Arthur, like getting super close and stretching open his eyelid and then opening his mouth and examining his teeth. No, everything seems to be the proper size. Well, as I stated, when we age naturally, we tend to age evenly, and dragons can be very old.
Yeah.
It is possible that you have stopped aging as part of your, special situation, Arthur. Or it is possible that you age at such a slow pace that you wouldn't be able to tell. After all, I could look in the mirror every day and not see myself age.
True. I don't know.
Though I will say I looked much different 20 years ago.
Did?
Oh yes, I was 5 at the time, I think.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Do we even know anyone who even manipulates the body? Transmutation maybe might be another thing to look at.
Perhaps. Give me a second, actually, because there is a few spells that actually involve time. I wonder what class they're part of. Well, one spell that I know of that can stop time, and it is transmutation. Yeah, Piff, well done. Yes, I do believe that would be the proper school. But very advanced.
Above my class, at least. That would be another place to look at.
Right. Well.
I have Alter Self. That's a transmutation spell.
Mm-hmm.
But still probably beyond what Ori could do.
Yeah, Ori could make herself. The difference there would be is that you could make yourself appear older and look and even feel older. I mean, like if someone touched your skin, right? But that is.
I can breathe underwater and such too.
Right, and it's a magical effect upon you. A dispel magic would make it all go away.
Yeah.
So, a few avenues to approach. Beseech the gods for answers in case they did piss off Mistra. Upset her. I'm sorry, that's probably a better word to use. Or to find a very powerful transmutation wizard.
You know, I have heard so many stories about you from many different sources, and I have to say, none of them seem very founded at all. You seem extremely intelligent in all of these things.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, my knowledge of the subjects has never been the problem. It's been my practition of it. Usam, how long were you in the Mage Academy?
He shuffles a bit. I've only really gone for one term, but that term was all of the classes that I need.
I see. I have been attending for 10 years, and I am considered barely a second-year student.
He shuffles a bit. All right, between you and me, because you obviously have the talent for this, I do have a secret weapon, as you say.
What?
Hey, he like scooch overs and whispers something into her ear. The truth of it, mind you, Squee.
Got you. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull Piff up to Secret Land.
Okay.
Should be down. Down to
Yes,
Secret Land.
down.
There they go.
Interesting stuff.
Mhm. Go figure. We were like, what are we gonna do this session? Talk about nothing but magic theory.
Right? I'm fine with this, honestly. I think most of us were pretty low energy.
True fact.
You still with us, Kenzie?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah?
I'm like 90% sure I straight up fell asleep for half an hour.
Oh boy. If you need to go, you can go. It's cool.
No, it's fine. I'm like, I'm gonna lie down on the couch, and then also I just like woke up with a bolt, and I'm like, did I just straight up fall asleep?
I believe the answer is yes.
Yeah.
It's magic theory. I can't say shit anyways. And I'm 100% okay with this. I'm gonna continue lying on the couch. I'll rewatch the session, I promise.
Don't worry about it.
I think I woke up to clerics being talked about too, so I'm like, oh fuck, shit. I'm like, am I supposed to be active right now? I don't think I'm supposed to be active right now. Okay, bye. I don't know why I'm so tired. Like it wasn't even a bad week, so I don't know why I'm crashing.
It's just one of those things of like the universe crunching down on you bit by bit.
We just continued on. I was like, wait a second, we should be back up here.
Oops.
Maggie would say, well, if you don't mind me saying, Usum, such a device can only help so much. After all, I have heard of you. You are an investigator, yes? That method does not help you become an excellent investigator. That is you, your instincts, your talents.
I'll have to remind Squee to look at the skill investigation.
You know what? Look here, okay? All I'm saying is that I have met many wizards that are far more intelligent than either of us, and they accomplish absolutely nothing.
That's... He stops. You know what? I haven't thought of it that way.
Oh! Theodore! He's an expert in transmutation. Maybe he would know something.
Your brother?
Yes, Theodore Pye. He's in Coalhaven, though. That's very far away.
Well, at least we have some connections. But, out of character a bit. We've been just talking between us about theory stuff. I think we should probably have people let to bed, especially those who need sleep.
By all means. do we want to end the session here for this week and pick it up next week?
I'd be fine with that.
Maybe for the better.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. We're down a person, and next week we can figure out what you all need to do with the stone. I will tell you this, so you guys can decide. The stone is currently wrapped in cloth, so it's not affecting anyone. But someone will need to attune to it.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to choose who you want to have that.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
You want to do that?
Hey,
Okay.
just out of curiosity, are you including Usam in this?
No.
Okay.
Screw you, Usam.
He's not part of the party. I get that.
I know.
Exactly. I'm sorry, Piff, but like I
That's
was
perfectly
close to
fine.
talking about the demon stuff with Usam around. I wasn't going to, but I was close.
Oh, that was why Kirsten was like twitching an eyebrow at her back. He's just walking out. Kirsten, can you read this demonic page for me? Like, bartender could know demonic, but why?
He's a spellcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why
Spellcasters
not?
The
could.
reason why I
But-
asked that question was because Gersten asked us to look into that demon.
Mm-hmm. No. I know exactly where your head is at.
Yeah.
Well, we will end the session here, everyone. A very chillax session.
Yeah.
A bit of babysitting, a bit of magic theory. By the way, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but it's a good point to bring up again. We are just keeping the same pantheon from 5e, so even
Mhm.
Mystra is still part of Ardenfell's world.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week when
Okay,
the
goodbye.
party figures out what to do with the stone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I feel like such an idiot. I just realized